Brothers and sisters, this comes from Fox 8. Derek Harris walks free after life without parole sentence reduced in landmark Louisiana case. After I read this article, what I was thinking about was that show Cops, and I don't know if it's still on the air or not, but I remember as a child watching that show, and one thing that was very clear to me, damn near every episode, there was always, a squad or group or whatever they call them, a unit of policemen who would break down the door. They would always be looking for some cocaine or some crack and also some weed. And if anybody in that house had it, they didn't just arrest the person that possessed it, they arrested everybody. But when the face of the addict began to change due to things like prescription opioids and, all of the fentanyl out there, these addicts out here, it became, a public health crisis. And, we can't arrest these people. They got a disease. We got to give them, methadone and drug court and naloxone / Narcan to revive their zombified asses. And I was reading another article just before this one about how they have begun to legalize what they call safe injection sites, aka what I call a crack house, a legalized crack house. But, like I said, this system, it has definitely treated us a hell of a lot different than it has treated just about everybody else. And we have been saying this for years. But people, even on YouTube, have said, oh, y'all are just the ones who commit the most crimes. Y'all are the drug addicts. And y'all, if y'all just behave yourselves, y'all wouldn't go to jail. But you see that, like I said, whenever the face of the addict changed, that's when everything changed up in here. But I'm going to read this article to you and give you my commentary. And if you don't like it, you can kiss my ass. On Thursday, the Promise of Justice Initiative, PGI, client Derek Harris was resentenced from life without parole to 9 years, which that is a ridiculous sentence, especially for, selling some weed. We have these shops damn near all across America that do the same damn thing, and you don't see cops breaking down their doors and, arresting people in the shops. Most people who go into these places don't have any kind of medical excuse or, something from a doctor that says, okay, you could buy this. A lot of these places, they just sell it. But reading on, Mr. Harris was originally convicted of selling $30 worth of marijuana, 0.68 grams, not even a full gram, yet he was sentenced to life without parole under Louisiana's extraordinarily harsh habitual offender law. Although Mr. Harris did have prior convictions, he had developed a substance abuse problem after returning from his honorable military service in Desert Storm. This is another reason why I would never want to fight for this country. The way they treat black veterans is a damn disgrace. And his prior offenses were non-violent and related to his untreated dependency on drugs. Isn't that what we've been saying for years? They went overboard with the sentencing. They went overboard and, they just threw all these people in prison. Black people, not them. They didn't put white people in prison, y'all. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that to their own. Just saying. Justice Weimer noted in the decision the law has been routinely misused to justify numerous other extreme and unjust sentences throughout the state. And it's not just in Louisiana they're doing this in. Trust me, y'all. They are doing this in my state, the state of Texas. They've been doing this in California. And it wouldn't surprise me if they did this in other states. They went overboard with this thing. But like I said, when the face of the addict changed, that's when everything changed up in this society. Earlier this year, PGI attorney Cormac Boyle argued before the Louisiana Supreme Court that the errors committed by Mr. Harris's trial counsel made his sentence unconstitutional in early June. The court agreed that due process or fair treatment under the law requires such a review. In July, the court agreed and referred the matter back to the district court prior to PGI's victory. People like Mr. Harris had no meaningful opportunity to argue that their sentences... Prior to PGI victory, people like Mr. Harris had no meaningful opportunity to argue that their sentence was extreme or their lawyer was incompetent if they had already been convicted. And this right here just gives you another reason why this system is so broken. You know, this system, there is so much I have to say, but I'm going to try to condense it down for you real quick, y'all. This is a reason why people don't trust your system. They see it right in front of their eyes. They know what's going on. And this is another reason why people want to leave. People want to leave this bitch. And I'm telling you right now, if I ever got reparations, I'd be out of here. I wouldn't want to spend another second up in this bitch. More than I gots to. In front of the district court, the district attorney's office agreed that Mr. Harris received ineffective assistance at sentencing and was entitled to a lesser sentence. He sure as hell should not have gotten no damn life sentence up in here. And it shouldn't have been 9 years either. I mean, if I were him, y'all, I know that there is a very slim chance he's seeing this right now and hearing this right now, but if I were him, I would sue the state for everything they got. That's just what I would do. Mr. Harris and the district attorney agreed, and Judge Laura Hewlin accepted that the 9-year sentence, which Mr. Harris had already served, which was an outrageous amount of time for a little bit of weed, would be appropriate under the circumstances. Mr. Harris's resentencing gives hope to many others and around the state who have unjustly suffered under the habitual offender law and will now be able to challenge their sentences post-conviction. We are grateful to Judge Hewlin, District Attorney Calvin Woody Woodruff, and District Attorney Keith Studis for helping to see justice served today. We are also grateful for the tireless work of PGI staff members, including Mr. Boyle and Leslie Gonzalez, and for the love and constant support of Mr. Harris's entire family. Upon release, Mr. Harris plans to move to Louisville, Kentucky to spend time with his brother Antoine and his family. He is eager to watch his nephews play sports and to build a life for himself there. He deserves it after all this. Since being incarcerated, Mr. Harris and his family lost their dear mother, Stella Harris. While she is not here today to see this result, Mr. Harris has always felt her spirit watching over her. All of us throughout this arduous process, you know, that last part kind of got to me because, you know, I can't imagine being in that situation over something ridiculous as not even a gram of weed. And then to have lost your mother while in jail, I mean, that, you know, my thoughts and prayers truly do go out to you, man. You know, it's really a crazy time right now, but this, when you hear stories like this, it both enrages you. It got my blood boiling. I could tell you that. But when you see the last part, you're like, oh my god, this guy was behind bars when his mother died. He didn't get the chance to say goodbye. And so my thoughts and prayers are truly out to you, man. But, I mean, please tell me what you think. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the bell. Um, please be safe out there in this time of COVID. The US just passed the 5 million mark, and my state passed the 500,000 mark. Peace and love always. Bye bye.